So there's a quote I want you to think about right now, and that is your greatest success in life will come through other people. Okay, we'll say that again. Your greatest success in life will come through other people. And chances are right now, you've got to your point in business where a lot of the growth has been through your own hustle and muscle, right? Growing your business to whatever revenue you're at has relied a lot upon your time. But I want to challenge you right now on what a business looks like to build with a team in place that can actually solve problems and help you make decisions. And it all happens by building out a strong company culture. And I think that's something that we maybe say is nice in theory, or maybe you've read about in a business book before. I know that I did, but I didn't really know what it meant. And so I wanted to just make a short piece of training for you here that visually I can show you, like, this is what building culture is. Because when we have a home service business, I've had one for 16 years now. So I know a thing or two about building culture and how do you actually keep people on your team. Because if you find yourself in window gutter cleaning, pressure washing, as I do with my business, it's not a glamorous job per se to be a technician. And so I had a limiting belief in my mindset for a number of years that no one will actually stick with his job for, like, no one will be a lifer, right? We call it. They're like, they're just here for a season or two. And definitely we have had those hires over the years that stay with us for, a couple seasons, and then they move on to school, or they become an engineer, or they go like travel the world, like whatever the case may be, right? We've kind of seen a lot of different scenarios, but I've had technicians that stay with us for 4, 5, 6 years, going on 7 years, right? And why is that the case? I think we've done a good job at building culture in my business, and not even just in my cleaning company, but also now in my coaching business, right? We've done a great job building out a culture. And so I want to show for you a few things that I've done on the home services front with my cleaning company. And I want to show some images for you here on the screen. So this first image right here, this is us literally last night, depending when you're watching this, year end, December 2024. We went to a steakhouse, right? Locally in town. And it was not a cheap bill, right? One of our technicians ordered the tomahawk steak, right? You can see him right here. He's got his tomahawk steak he's digging into. He finished the whole thing, which is amazing. We got appies. We got drinks, we got desserts, everyone had a main, sides. Unfortunately, 3 of our team members weren't able to join us due for personal reasons, but we still had a great time, the group of the 8 of us here in the picture. So we went all out on that, right? Fully company paid steak dinner, great steakhouse, fancy spot. Everyone got, dressed up. It was like a great vibe to be there. There's a whole environment, right? They bring you a box. You get to pick which steak knife you want. They're walking through the menu. They got the pepper shaker, all the dips, like the different cheeses. It was like crazy, right? And kind of over the top a little bit, but it was fancier than I even thought it would be. But it was something that me as a business owner, I do look at the numbers a lot. I'm like, that's a lot to pay to take everybody out. But at the same time, when you run a trades business, like, your people are your product, and you actually can't, I'm sure you could within reason, but dollars are just the dollars, right? These are the people that are out for me all year round in the extreme heat, in the extreme cold, in the elements, cleaning gutters, putting up Christmas lights, pressure washing driveways, washing houses, cleaning roofs, like doing the manual work. And then my office team was there too, picking up the phone calls, dealing with the clients that are upset. My sales service manager is there. She's the one meeting all the clients, signing the deals. So, everyone's there as a collective effort. And like, what a great time to just not talk about work and hang out with the people and learn about them, right? I learned about what my office manager's into. I learned about what other technicians are doing in their slow season, talked about backpacking through Asia, talked about their plans, got to share about me and my family, all kinds of things. I feel like we're like a tighter bunch now after that, right? And I believe like that's the essence of culture. And I think to say making business like family, it gets a little bit like overblown, and we don't have to act like we're best friends. But I think being there and you, the owner, learning about entering into the lives of your employees is important, because we do business with people, and you want to know who you're doing business with, and you want to know kind of what makes your people tick. So that was one adventure we have. I'll put another few pictures on the screen here. This was us last year. We went to another steakhouse actually in Vancouver in the city, and then we went to a comedy night later that time. Another picture over here, we went to an escape room, which was pretty cool. Like, dark, there was these clues on, we had flashlights, we had to figure out as a team how to actually get out of this room. And like conceptually, I'm actually not like that good. And so I wasn't a huge help on that expedition, but still fun nonetheless to see the team rally together and solve problems. Another one we did over here, we rented out like this restaurant room and had like a golf simulator. So actually got to drive golf balls and like simulate to play like a golf course. I actually really liked that one. That was super cool. And then one more over here, we did axe throwing as well, which was like cool. We rent out a bay. We had a couple bays actually, and like would do different axe throwing games. So we kind of mix in like some activity with like also like some nice dining. And these were just all done in like the last few years. And like truthfully, a lot of years I've had in business, like we didn't do social events, right? And looking back, I'm like, man, it's probably like a missed opportunity to like bring the team together, because my brain can kind of go like work, go. Like we don't really need to hang out outside of work. We're just going to work together. But as I brought managers in my company and key leaders, it's more like, no, Dave, we can't go 100 miles an hour all the time. It's actually good to get people together and like throw down the credit card for some nice steaks and go like fancy, or go and do an escape room or do different things. So I think you got to recognize how you are as a leader. You may be the one side like me, you may be the other side that you're always like just throwing parties and having good times, but the business doesn't have like the finances to do that. So you want to find like a cool happy median with that. So if you want to take the next step in scaling your business to the next level, you're going to want to check out our Scaling Blueprint program. We've worked with hundreds of home service business owners now all around the world, where we've actually built out the systems for them in their customized branding and provided them with coaching from our 7-figure coaching team. If you want to learn more about that opportunity, then go ahead and click the link right here. Now let's get back to the episode. But I really think that's the essence of culture. It starts with the owner hiring team members that fit the values of the owner. And I think the company values need to come from the owner, because you're the one that's going to be here for all the years to come. The values need to match your personal values as an owner. Once you got that set up, you've got a great team in place. Step 2 is training them the skills in your organization. So if you don't yet have standard operating procedures on how to clean a window or how to soft wash a house, like these are all things that we're going to work on inside the program here. And then lastly would be, how do we actually retain culture? How do we build culture? And that starts with you, the leader, showing up on time, creating a fun work environment, and then doing these like surprise and delight activities or events or dinners, and just like showing that you care with, 1, your time being there, and 2, with like your wallet. Honestly, like throwing down, if it's $1,000 on a dinner, or if you just have one employee right now and you're going to take them go-karting and go out to a pizza house and you're spending $200, do it, because it's not the dollar amount that matters. It's the fact that you're carving out the time and showing that you care with your time and your money. That's what your key technicians care about. And like watching the smiles they had on their faces was like priceless for me. That this was like the highlight of the year for them, right? And it was really fancy for me too. And I like eating out, and usually I'm not eating like super fine dining. So it's still like a nice time for me, but it was so cool to see that for our team, like this, the fancy steak dinner kind of stands on its own, but for our team, you know, to do an escape room or axe throwing or book a bay to go golfing, like it's these small things that mean so much to your team, and they show that you care. And really, like, the best retention strategy on earth is like just caring for your team. And this is like a tangible way to do that. So I think the events, showing that you care with your time and your money, being thoughtful with planning. Like we've even done awards. We actually didn't do awards this year, but like there's a few pictures here, you know, award recipients. We created like this Revive GOAT award, like the greatest of all time technician, that we gave out for like a couple years in a row. Like the sky's the limit with your creativity. And that's the cool thing of a small business. Like a small business means a big opportunity for your key people. And it all starts with you, the leader, to not be lazy and not sit back, but actually plan like a cool event. And again, the dollars don't matter. It just shows that the owner yourself, like you're bought in and you're showing up for your people and you're going like above and beyond. Because most small businesses, they're not going to do this. It's just like, we're not going to make money, so why are we going to do it? But when you invest in your team and you build your people, the people will help you build the business. And it's like seeing the overall big picture here as you scale up your company. So get serious, look at your calendar this year and say, we're going to do a summer event or a winter event or a fall event or whatever it is. Don't hype it up too much. Just start small, find something fun locally, go to a brewery, go on a hike, go golfing, go to a driving range, book a pizza shop, do something that shows you really care about your team. And the last thing I'll say is on your team meeting rhythm. For us, we meet every 2 weeks locally at a Starbucks. The parking's good. We sit at the big table or push tables together. And that's an opportunity for me to buy everyone coffee on every second Monday, hang out for 45 minutes, read reviews, talk through the week. Again, builds culture on kind of that, for us, bi-weekly basis, but you could do weekly if you like as well. It's another great way. So it doesn't always need to be a one-off thing in the year. You should have some schedule, lesser like grandiose activities that are showing, you're hanging out with your team, you're developing them, you're getting to know them. That helps build culture on like a nice weekly or bi-weekly rhythm as well. So hopefully this piece of content is going to help you. I think a picture is worth 1,000 words, and just wanted to show you behind the scenes how we're actively building culture at my business. And I think you can borrow a few ideas from this and take your company up to that next level, build your culture, and start to retain your employees for multiple seasons.